Hello, and welcome to another episode of Chatter, a podcast from The Gist, with me, Josh Hamilton. Jasper Mafya, the Belfast-based rapper, was my guest on today's show. Jasper and I were actually good friends while we were at uni, and we recorded his first song together. So it was great to get to catch up with him and to talk all about the music he's making and producing now, his influences, and the state of the Belfast hip-hop scene. If you haven't already and you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to this podcast and to our mailing list. And don't forget, my book, BREXIT, The Establishment Civil War, is now available for pre-order on Amazon. You'll find the link in the description below. So, here's Jasper. And we are live.
Hello.
I mean, I say live, it's all pre-recorded, but live as we can get, we are.
Okay, perfect.
Jasper, it's awesome. I can't believe I haven't had you on my podcast before.
I know it's been a long time. I don't know when the last time when I saw you was. Probably like 2 years ago, maybe 3.
No, we definitely ran into each other last summer. Like 100%.
I think on Botanic or something, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Or the Botanic, yeah, I remember now.
Botanic Avenue.
Yes, the meeting place of champions.
Exactly, and after coming so far since we live down the road from each other, and
I know.
Now I was going to leave this to the final question, the real question on everyone's lips that I've spoken to anyway is, where is the 21 video?
It's currently private on my YouTube at the moment.
I need that video.
It does need to come back out. It's people have actually been saying to me, like, to put the song on Spotify and stuff. So like,
oh man, you so should. Like, people were asking me to play it in my bar in Austria in winter, because I was someone that had seen it had told someone about it, and the rumor spread, and then people wanted to hear it, but I couldn't find it on YouTube.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, do you like that hook that you wrote is actually like one of the most classic hooks I've ever graced Belfast from. It's honestly one of the best. Like, I was at a house party in the Holy Lands, and every single person knew the words. And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, we were like on a wave back then. That was
True,
yeah.
I do like the fact it was written just as a joke,
and then that was it. That's pretty much
that was it.
Kickstarted my rapping, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was what it was designed to do. Like, it was designed to help you start your career, and here you sit now on my podcast.
Exactly, it's full circle.
Exactly. So, what is your first memory of music in your life? Like, that could be anything.
First memory of music, I don't know, like just in the womb, my mom just playing some beats through her belly, like. So, I don't know, like, to be honest, first memory of kind of getting into music was definitely like when I was younger. I started learning to play the trumpet when I was in like primary 5, and then like I kind of played about the guitar and stuff like that, and kind of got into like a little band and stuff like that when I was younger. So kind of, and then I remember seeing like Eminem and Dr. Dre on TV, like MTV, and I actually like said to my mom, it was actually very funny because I was like, because obviously it was Eminem, and I thought it was like M and M, so I thought it was like a duo of Dr. Dre and Eminem. I was like, who are those two men that sing? And then she's like, what are you talking about? It's Eminem. So just kind of, that was my first memories of really like hip hop. And then obviously I started like playing the trumpet and being in a band and stuff was kind of.
So I'm still cracking up at the Eminem thing.
Yeah.
That you thought that was M and M, the two M's.
Yeah, I thought it was a duo. I thought it was Dr. Dre and Eminem were like a group. So watch me take a massive L, like, especially
M and M were the backing group.
No, like I'm like, one of them was called M, and the other one was called M as well.
Okay.
So yeah,
solidifying your pasty white boy credentials from an early age.
Yes.
So what was yeah, obviously. But clearly you're far better versed in your hip hop lore and history now. So what was the first CD you bought, or record, or tape, or I don't know. It's so hard to say these days which your first thing was.
The platform was a CD. Like, it was actually Bowling for Soup, Girl All the Bad Guys Want, which is a tune, to be fair. Like, that was the first CD I ever bought.
Hey, I don't know why you're saying that. Like, that's embarrassing, man. That is a tune, and it's an
It's
absolute classic.
it is a classic. And then the first like hip hop album I bought was the Eminem Show. I think I came out when I was like 8 or 9, maybe 9.
What had made you want to buy that? Do you remember?
Probably seeing M and M on the TV. Or Bowling for Soup, you mean? I think I just heard it on the radio, like, but
No, I
yeah.
did mean the Eminem one. Was there something that appealed to you about hip hop even at like 8 years old?
Yeah, just like the storytelling side of it, I think. I think like a lot of kids my age at that time, like who maybe never listened to hip hop before, whenever Eminem kind of came out and started, like, you heard like all the Slim Shady stuff. I think it appealed to a lot of people. I think George Bush said that like Eminem was like the biggest problem facing young kids in America. Obviously, I was living in Scotland, but still, I think as like a, do you mean he obviously knew like what an impact that he had on the younger generation, so he was obviously concerned because his message might not have been the best. Yeah,
Well, he famously hit back in the song "White America," which is just amazing.
yeah, it's fire.
I love that song.
So, White America, I could be one of your kids. White
Exactly.
America, yeah.
Well, technically, he is one of their kids, but uh,
Sorry.
I get the feeling there might be a reasonable amount of editing in this while we're just like
Yeah,
laughing. Although
yeah,
maybe in hindsight, when I'm listening back, it'll sound good, and I'll leave it in.
yeah. I hear my big smokers laugh, like the horrifying chesty wheeze through the microphone.
So did you realize at that point you wanted to be a rapper?
Um, not quite at that point. It was definitely like the kind of music that I listened to most, but I also listened to like a lot of rock, like Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and stuff. So, kind of tried like bands and that sort of stuff, but I just like the lyric side of it really appealed to me for like hip hop, and I used to like write down like all the lyrics that I heard in songs, like rap songs, then try and practice them so I could like recite them. Obviously the stuff you do when you're bored in the house.
Well, yeah, exactly. When you're a wannabe rapper.
Exactly.
No, there are rumors that you once did rap battles in Whitehead.
Yes. So I moved over to Northern Ireland or Ireland or whatever. Whenever I was 16, I think it was. And I kind of like done some rapping a bit before, and then this guy called Twanda like wanted to rap battle me, which just sounds very strange, but and it kind of just snowballed into this big thing where every used to like crowd outside the youth club, and it was fire. It was a good time. Like, and then I called myself Pasty White Kid. That was my alias, and I was this big fat Scottish guy, and it was good fun. Yeah, so that was kind of what solidified it. And then I didn't really take it seriously at that point, until really I met you guys in uni, and I think like obviously you and Seb and stuff and Chris were very encouraging. Then we obviously made 21, and I was like, oh, this is actually fire. Like, so, and then I kind of stopped for a bit, and now I'm kind of getting back to it again. So yeah.
What has been the best response and the worst response, or the best and worst responses to someone has given when you said, I want to be a rapper, and like completely seriously said that I want to be a rapper?
The best response I think is definitely from friends and stuff who just are very supportive. Um, it's kind of hard to think off bat. I can think off bat of the negative ones, but like the off bat of the positive ones would be just people supporting, be like, yeah, go for it. Like I'm behind you, and like doing obviously like listen to the songs and like giving me feedback and stuff is the best. People who take you seriously for having like wanting to do something, even if it seems a bit odd, are always the best kind of people. So, the worst response I've had a pretty. There's some that's been like kind of just people laughing at me. I actually remember like there used to be this guy from my school in Belfast High School who like made a fake YouTube account just to like leave comments, and then after after a while, obviously like his username had like expired, or I don't know how it worked, but then it came up with his name, and I was like, bro, I went to school with this guy. And then I've got people like saying that I had like autism and stuff like that as well. I don't know if you obviously want to edit that out maybe, but like yeah, stuff like that's obviously pretty negative, but well, not negative because there's nothing wrong with having autism, but like you know, like, sorry.
It could be
Yeah.
seen as a slander if someone like threw it at you in a YouTube comment.
Yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, But like generally people like might like oh maybe it's not their cup of tea, but they still support. Like I mean that's kind of the most thing. Is like not everybody's gonna like the music all the time. Do you mean? But it's like that 10% who do like it that are like it makes you like want to do it more because they're the ones like waiting for new music and stuff. So the other 90%, so it's like 10% are like horrible, 10% are like really supportive, and then the remainder 80% are kind of indifferent, which is all good as well. Because I mean, yeah.
Well, there's a concept in marketing that you should only pitch to the extremes, because the extremes are the people that are gonna, go follow what you do no matter what, and the people that are gonna share your stuff online and propagate everything you do, and that therefore, as a musician or as a brand or anything trying to sell something, you should be aiming for the people at the extremes.
That's a really good point. I never knew that, but I'll take that on board. Thank you.
Every day's a school day.
Every day is a school day. That's epic. No, thank you.
No problem. Do you have a specific creative process? Like, is there a routine you sit down and work your way through when you're going to write music, or is it less structured than that?
Yeah, it's not really structured at all. It's usually like if I just like I usually come up with like if I just come up with one like line that I like, then that's kind of it. Do you mean? But it's kind of just coming up with that first line. Like when I did Lovesick, at the time my then girlfriend, damn you, was away and I couldn't see her, so I was like, "Baby, I'm lovesick" was in my head, and I was like, "Yo, that's fire." And then this like Juice WRLD 999 sample, we just stuck the drums on it, and then that was like I think that's my biggest song really I've had so far. So yeah, just at the first line, it's always the first line, and then the whole rest of it just comes from that. So yeah.
Obviously, the links will be in the description for anyone listening who wants to check out Jasper's music and isn't aware of Jasper's music yet.
Yes, thank you.
Prepare to be vibed out.
Yes. I was gonna say something horrible. Never mind, I'll not say it. Like,
so has there been a favorite moment for you when you've been recording or in the studio with someone? Is there anyone that's like really been a lot of help with getting your career off the ground? Where have you been doing the recording for most of the music, or the new music?
This room that we obviously can't see it, but just in this room here at the moment, like you can see behind, well, you can see, but the audience won't. There's like some soundproofing kind of on the wall there.
I do see that. I thought it was just a fancy kind of wall, but I do see that now.
Yeah, so I've got some more. I'm gonna like kind of get like a little vocal booth on the way, but most of it was recorded just wherever I was. If I was like living in Belfast at the time, then I would just record in my room up there. So just wherever. But I sometimes go down to a studio in Belfast called Hotbox. Not for hotboxing, for recording music.
Of course.
But yeah, just kind of wherever. What was the question again? Sorry.
Have you had some good times in the studio with people? What's been your like favorite experience of recording as an artist?
Favorite experience? Yeah, so the studio. Like I met like a couple of really good friends musically. So like every time we're in the studio together, it's always funny. It's probably like 90% watching memes and like 10% recording. So and then just you kind of bring a few beers in and you kind of just sit there the whole night. And usually you come out with a song at the end. In terms of people who have really helped me get off the ground, obviously you with that 21 hook, that was fire. The guy who videoed Lovesick, Kyle, he moved to Toronto, he's now back. So that's more videos are coming this year. I'm gonna have like 7 music videos like coming this year.
Oh really?
Yeah, so he's back from Toronto, I think. I don't know, it's not my place to say, but something happened over there. So but he's back, so he lives in Derry. So we're gonna link up, I think, on Saturday and start planning the shoot for the Blue Ferrari song. Okay, I'm gonna go into that. Yeah, okay. So the Blue Ferrari video, right? So I was like, it's obviously lockdown, so I was like, I'm gonna get like a 3D animation done from Fiverr. And I like sent him all the pictures of the people I wanted to know, bro, and he came back and like, I'll send you the picture of what he made the characters look like. It was so horrible. And obviously I wanted a Ferrari for it, but there's no like Charles Hurst were not gonna let me take out one of their like brand new Ferraris. So got a different idea. Yeah, so like the idea for the Blue Ferrari video now is like we're gonna like get a green screen and it's gonna be like obviously like a big blue background, but instead of like it'll be like 2 girls in blue bikinis racing Skeletrix, which I thought would be like way easier to do, like like have the smoke and stuff and make it look like really because he's got like some new lenses and stuff like that for like really close up, so make it look really cinematic. But then you kind of zoom out, and it's just
So are you gonna do like cinematic, like proper close-ups of the
yeah,
Skulllectrix video?
yeah,
Okay.
Bro. And then just kind of a lot of blue stuff, like they'll be in blue bikinis, and then be like eating like just blue M&Ms. So I'm gonna have to go and sort through all the M&M packets, and then you can buy blue M&Ms. I hope I'll check out. And then so Kyle really helped me just by supporting. He kind of wanted to shoot the videos and stuff for me. And then just this guy Joe, who runs like the Next Gen music group up in Belfast. He has like a lot of links with the council and stuff. So I got to perform at like Culture Night on like the main stage and stuff. So stuff like that is just very helpful. And he put me in touch with like other artists and like stuff like that as well. So yeah.
Who would you say your biggest influences are as a rapper or as a musician generally?
I think one of the biggest ones that people will hear when they hear me is probably Post Malone. I think people get like a lot of Post Malone vibes. Obviously Post Malone's better, but like one day we'll get there. There's a rapper called Young Pinch. Probably like Eminem, just because although I don't sound like him, like that influence of me like actually get into writing my own lyrics and stuff like that would definitely come from him. And maybe like for some of my more melodic stuff, like bluesy stuff, maybe kind of a bit of Led Zeppelin in there as well. Like so like those are my main influences in terms of like I think melodies and stuff like that.
Personally, having listened to your stuff, I'd also say The Weeknd.
Oh yeah, yeah, The Weeknd. Yeah, it's a massive influence. I think
and Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, Wiz Khalifa was a big influence for me in uni. I'll not say why, like, but he was a big influence. But yeah, like The Weeknd, like when I first heard like Kissland and stuff like that, like that, and then Post Malone, it kind of made me like look at rap like a different way. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just like rapping, like I was like, oh, like let's try like with like some like darker R&B, like instrumentals, and then like some auto tune and like a lot of reverb, which I think it's like it's my favorite style. So yeah, The Weeknd as well. Thank you.
What did you make of the new album from The Weeknd?
It wasn't my favorite, to be honest. I haven't listened to the whole thing, to be fair though. I haven't listened like the rappers I've been to now would be like Lil Baby and Gunna is like a bit more hard, like Atlanta trap. So my style has definitely shifted. Although I don't think my musical style has shifted that much, but kind of what I'm listening to at the moment is in a different area. Like,
what about the new Eminem record? Did you listen to?
No, bro.
You didn't?
No.
What about Godzilla? Godzilla is a beat. Like,
is that the one with Juice WRLD in it?
It is.
Yeah, that's fire. That is fire.
It is an absolute beat.
Like we did listen to it in the studio, and I was kind of blown away. I just think like I don't know with Eminem. I don't know if people are going to agree with me. I think a lot of people will. I just don't
be controversial. Controversial is great, Jasper. Okay.
Eminem's a wanker.
Well, maybe he'll come after you in like a rap battle.
I think I might lose.
Challenge you to some 8 Mile style standoff, or he'll come after you Machine Gun Kelly style, like in Kill Sean.
Maybe just a duel, like an old-fashioned Western duel. That'd be fire.
Well, maybe he doesn't have the words anymore. Maybe he's lost it.
Yeah, so he's just got his pistol, his Smith and Wesson. No, but
slim year old man.
Yeah, I can't. What was the question again, Josh? Sorry.
I was just asking you about the new Eminem album.
Yes.
And then you were going to express an opinion on Eminem, which I said was controversial, and we got sidetracked. So what was your controversial opinion?
I just don't think it's as raw anymore.
I don't think that's controversial.
Yeah, sorry, it's not that controversial. It's just like, I think obviously it's impressive like how fast he can rap, and he's obviously very lyrical, and I think it's impressive, but it's like it's too perfect. Almost he's almost too good now. Does that make sense?
It does in a way. Sam and I were talking about this the other day. We just wish that he would go on just for the next album, just go off, fall off the wagon a little bit. Like just go a little bit crazy. Like just have a little bit of drugs and alcohol and a little bit of Vicodin and get real angry and offensive.
We should make a petition to spike Eminem for his next album. Like
petition.
I agree with both of you 100%. Like I think he needs to, not like I'm not saying he needs like the drugs and stuff to obviously make good music, but I think although it's kind of too regimented, and although his verse with like the song Godzilla with Juice WRLD was insanely good, he was so fast, like rapping effing on point. We kind of know that he can do that, so you kind of want him to like do something that like not something crazy, but like, I mean, you want him to do something sort of strange and maybe that he hasn't really done before, which is obviously difficult because he's got such a massive discography that's kind of hard to do that. But yeah,
For me, as a big Eminem fan, of anyone that has seen me in Austria, they will know I'm a huge Eminem fan. I don't feel like it's not even that it's as raw anymore. It's just not as cutting. There's no savageness to it.
Yeah, like, I remember you used to listen to like Eminem, like, and just be like, "Ooh," do you know what I mean? You heard this
Exactly. It's just like, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. Why do you think that is?
He still got it, because I thought Kill Shot was one of the best things he'd released in years.
Yeah,
and it's savage as fuck.
Yeah, so he needs to like do more of that, I think. What do you think it is though that in his like why he's not really doing that in his commercial tracks? Is it a label thing maybe? Although he owns his own label, doesn't he?
I can't see it being a creative differences kind of thing. I just like, it happens. Musicians just lose their edge, and like they can catch like little glimpses of it.
Yeah.
For example, right, okay. I can still really enjoy Noel Gallagher and the High Flying Birds and all the stuff he's put out as a solo artist. Lots of the stuff that Oasis released post 2000, but he will never ever be able to touch some of the stuff he wrote in the 90s.
Yeah. Do you think that's so? Do you think that's because
it's age, it's hunger?
Yeah,
it's definitely got to be like the that when you're young, right? I think anyway, maybe when you're young and you're hungry, young, you just feel like you want to take on the world as a musician. You're like, I am going to show them. I am going to change music. I am going to do this. And you haven't been like beaten down and battered by disappointment and life. No, but seriously,
no,
and you haven't, and nor have you experienced the success that makes you numb to the struggle that you felt that really drove you to write the best music of your life. Like, that's why a lot of bands' first albums are their best, is because that's when they were hungriest. Yeah. And that's when they were pushing themselves to write the best music of their lives, because they were determined to play their way out of wherever they were. Yeah. There's a reason, I think, that I think it was Keith Richards that says that hard times creates amazing music. And he basically argued that rationing and the war and that post-war period of hardship and struggle and strife was the reason that the explosion of music in the 60s was so big and so great, was because people had so little, and then all of a sudden things started to get a little bit better, and people were just like starting to see the fruits of a bit of hard work, and the bands were taught that they were taught to be the absolute best, and that's the only way you're going to be successful. And you want to do this, you're going to fucking be good, and you're going to practice like fuck, and then you get on TV and you're like, wow. And then you can, instead of like touring the country in a little van, all of a sudden you're in this big ass fucking tour bus, and there's someone bringing you your breakfast in the morning. And
yeah,
it's the same as someone said to Conor McGregor. Sorry, I know I've talked for a while, and I'm interviewing you.
No, I like to hear it, honestly. It's good.
It's hard to get like hungry to fight when you're walking around in silk pajamas.
Yeah.
It's hard to get motivated when you've had success.
Definitely. But why I think a lot of it's to do with like, okay, so yeah, I 100% agree. I think as well, so that what you were saying about like Oasis is, do you think that it's the mindset of the listener also as well? So like, if you need to think of like where you were whenever you listened to Oasis for the first time, and like kind of that period of your life, whereas like maybe kids that hear like the new Oasis tracks, or not Oasis tracks, but you know what I mean, like the new tracks from the older artists, like where they are at the point in time in their life.
Could be that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do agree that the hungriness has to be there.
But then there's also there's bands that can continue to deliver great music regardless of success.
Yeah, true.
Like some of them get inspired by their success to be even bigger, and they never lose that drive.
I think as well, like family comes into it a lot. Like I listened to this rapper called Lil Skies, and then he had a kid, and like he hasn't really done as much. His new music's not as good, but it's like he's maybe just prioritizing his music's not a priority because he's already kind of made the success. He's maybe looking to slow down.
I don't know if you can use fatherhood as an excuse for poor rapping when Eminem's concerned.
No,
when you think about how many amazing songs like have Haley referenced in them.
Yeah, it's very true. Haley's song first, yeah, it's one of my favorites.
First on the list.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that's a terrible argument then. But what I mean, I think with Eminem, I definitely think it's sobriety is his issue.
Because just you can tell that he was just really fucking angry at some stuff.
Yeah,
there's like one exercise that I've heard that helps people beat writer's block is that they'll write about what makes them angry.
Okay.
Because imagine you're sitting staring at a page and you've got an article to write or a chapter or a verse of a song or a hook or anything. You're just staring at it and you're like, everything you write, you're like, no, that's not good enough. I can't do that. No, that's no good. I can do better than that. And one argument is that you're setting the bar too high. But another person says is like, look, you just need to like get past that little trigger that's making you stop. And the only way to do that is write about what makes you angry. Even if that's completely unrelated to the topic, just go and write half a page on something that pisses you off, like someone that cut you off in traffic this morning, or I don't know, people that don't social distance, or I don't know what makes you angry, man. But something that pisses you off. Eminem's like poor rapping these days.
Yeah, what makes Eminem angry these days? Probably not that much. He's very, very rich.
Like, think about the amount of like you can tell in certain songs he's angry. Like, I love Criminal because at the start you could tell he's just fucking pissed off at the start. The opening lines is him just saying, a lot of people ask me stupid fucking questions. And you're like, oh, come on, man.
Okay, Marshall.
Yeah, he's like, well, chill. But you can feel the anger and the hate. Maybe he just needs to let the hate flow through him again. Maybe that's why Kill Shot was so good. Because he was angry.
We should never, ever be in charge of Eminem. If we take the drugs and let the hate
take
flow
the
through.
drugs, hatred.
Embrace the hate, my friend. I think as well, obviously, with him growing up, like being like one of the only white guys to be rapping as well. Like the thing you were saying earlier about how you're just hungry to prove to people that you can do it. Do you know what I mean? Like for him, especially, obviously coming from like Detroit, the hip hop community obviously was like just mainly black people. For him, obviously, sort of proving them wrong. Do you know what I mean? And proving his city wrong, and then obviously them all getting behind him really propagated him to like that next level. So it obviously helps that he was white as well, because it was a shock factor.
But then I think like Eminem actually puts it best when during his best period, he really was just joking, like talking about stuff you joke about with your friends inside your living room.
Yeah,
that's literally what he was doing. And now I don't feel the same way when I hear him rapping. Basically,
yeah, it's very. I know this is gonna say, but I kind of get the same thing from The Weeknd. That's why I didn't really listen like to the new album that much, because see, like his older albums and like his older songs, like I really got that sense of like this like drug-addled, like
I was gonna say, Jasper, they're literally just about taking drugs and fucking.
Yeah, but like it was like very beautiful in a way as well. Like I don't know.
Or Nah song acoustically with a chorus is more beautiful than anyone will ever know.
Oh yes,
as we know, having done that.
Oh, bro. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, not for the podcast, but
no, go for it. What were you gonna say? I'll cut it out if I think it's too.
No, it was too weird. It's too weird. I shouldn't have even brought it up. But yeah, I think that about The Weeknd as well. Like I just think that I don't know. I think the pain's gone.
See, Thomas thinks the pain is back in this album because he broke up with that girl. Bella, is it Bella Thorne?
Bella, I think the model. I'll look it up. Hang on. Let me see. I can't remember her name.
Jamie, pull it up. No, I don't have a Jamie. Unfortunately.
Is Jamie there as well?
No. It's a Joe Rogan reference.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Jamie Belvedere.
No, he always has his tech guy, Jamie, but Sam's not even here to do it for me, so.
Where's Sam?
He's in the other room doing some work, being very responsible.
What a legend. Oh, Bella Hadid.
Bella Hadid. That's the one.
Yeah.
He broke up with her, and Thomas thinks the pain is back.
Yeah, I might go I'll make that my thing. I'm gonna go listen to After Hours and listen to it from start to finish, and then I'll like personally message you and see what I think.
I mean, the opening song, the riff is just ripped straight out. Like it's almost what is the song? Take on Me. It's almost that.
Hang on, let me get the track list up here.
I think it's the first track.
Alone Again?
I think so.
Yeah, I loved Escape from LA. I really like Blinding Lights as a pop track. I thought it was unbelievable.
That is a really good song.
Yeah, I think I just need to listen to the whole thing again, like from a constructive, like a listener's point, instead of just kind of in passing whenever I hear it, because I haven't really sat down and listened to the album yet. Because
it could be one of those things that, because it's a little different, you just didn't quite take to it, and you're expecting in your brain a certain thing from a Weeknd album, like a certain sound. Because I had the same problem, honestly, with Mumford & Sons. I really enjoyed their like folky stuff, and okay, I mean, it's not the most innovative, like avant-garde, like alternative stuff you're ever gonna hear, but it's really great songwriting. Just like and they're great musicians. Their live show looks fantastic. They're one of the few bands I've not seen live that I would really love to. But when it came to their third album, because they went they really changed direction. They got rid of all, like they basically said, okay, we're not going to have our folky sound anymore. They got their electric guitars out and their drum kit, and they went and created like a standard like indie rock album.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, for about 6 months after buying it and listening to it once, I didn't want to touch it. I was like, oh, I didn't like that. Yeah. And like on return to it 6 months later, after someone said something to me about it, it's like, you should really give that another listen. I did. And now I really, really love some of the tracks on it. Like, really love them.
I think like as well, like as a, you know, as for their perspective as well, obviously changing it up is going to make their next album even better. They can fuse the elements together more as well. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of expanding their sound a wee bit, which is good for growth, I think.
So Jasper, what is next in your career? What have you got? What have you been working on at the minute, and what is coming in the future?
So I have, in terms of just this year, I
want the full 10-year plan.
Oh no, I don't even have one of those. I need to do one of those, I think. So this summer I've got 2 more songs coming out, which are kind of summery. Like I haven't really done many like sort of. I'm trying to make commercial music. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to make another like a commercial track this summer. It's kind of my goal. Not commercial as in like, do you mean? But like it's just in terms of like the sort of stuff that you might hear, like kind of radio friendly, like not really talking about like swearing or anything like that. Do you mean, or like drugs or whatever? So I got 2 songs. One's called
no songs ever get popular that reference drugs.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Well, trying to make it more
I'm in love with the cold. What?
True. Well, back to the drawing board. When I say I kind of mean just like the sound, like the actual.
I know what you mean.
Like I was trying to move away from like kind of that slower sound. Do you know what I mean? I was just trying to make it a bit more upbeat, a bit more fun. Do you know actually making like music for the radio is probably like the hardest thing ever that I didn't realize. I was like, you're actually trying to make like a radio ready song is like, wow, this is harder than I thought. But yeah, it's coming out. It's finished. So
maybe we should work together, Jasper.
We should. 21 Part 2.
Exactly.
212. It all fits together.
Right, coming full circle from those El Divino days.
Oh man, imagine. That'd be sick. It's called Plastic now. I think it's full of like 16-year-olds. Like I haven't actually been That sounds like I'm about to incriminate myself. Anyway, so the next song is coming out. It's called Common Sense. It's going to be out in July. We're actually going to be shooting a video for it in a few weeks. You're actually welcome to. Actually, when are you traveling?
Mid-July.
Okay, if we shoot it early July, we're gonna like do it up at Portrush, get like some surfboards. It'll be like really fun, like kind of barbecue and stuff. But I'll let you know what date we'll.
That would be very cool. We could shoot the video. That would be awesome.
You and Sam are welcome to come to that.
Perhaps we can time the release of this podcast
to
the release of the video.
I like your thinking. First this, and then the marketing thing, and the angry songwriting tips, man. I'm gonna come out educated.
I got another tip for you in a minute, but first tell me more about the song. What was it called again?
It's called Common Sense.
Common Sense.
Yeah, Common Sense.
Common Sense.
And
where did you write this song?
Where did I write it?
Who has produced it?
This guy called Zaps. So he's made 2 of my other beats for my next songs as well. So I've been working for him pretty close as well. Yeah. So he kind of does like very upbeat stuff. So whenever I heard his beats first, I followed him on Instagram. So, and then there's a Russian guy who's mixing and mastering it for me. So I never used to get my music mixed and mastered. And then I was like, okay, well, I need to start doing this obviously, because it's kind of like, you know, when you play it through different speakers and stuff. I just want it to be like as polished as it could be. And then I've got a song coming out called Matador as well at the end of summer. So those songs are all finished and ready to go. I'm just waiting for like cover art and like the mixes and stuff to come back. And then in October, so that'll kind of take me through to August time, and then I'll leave August like in blank and just kind of work on some stuff, and then I'll be dropping a EP called Mood Swings in October. So it'll be my first ever project, like, because I wanted to do this project before, but I was really distracted in life. Do you know what I mean? I feel like now it's like the most focus I've been on music. So I was like, I think it's time to release a project. So it'll be like 8-track EP. And I'll probably release it on my birthday.
8 tracks?
Yeah, I don't want to call it an album in case it flops and does horribly. Do you know what I mean?
Have you recorded or written a lot of that yet, or is that August?
Yeah, I've written about 6 of the tracks. So
I better get my submission in then.
Oh yeah, bro, let's do it. Like, if you want to do it, we could do like something like acoustic-y. That'd be pretty fire though, for like the end, like an outro type of acoustic vibe.
Yeah, but we can make it funky at the same time.
Funky and acoustic.
Yeah.
We could do like this. We could do the second 21, but not call it the second 21, but like that kind of.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. But no, that'd be nice to do that. Like, it's a kind of completed round.
It would be. What do you make of that song, Belfast Mentality? I'm trying to get Wee Goose on my podcast.
Yeah, it's good. Like, I like it. Like, I think it's like, it's not really my kind of thing. But when I say it's not my kind of thing, I don't know. It's like, it's not the kind of music I would make. Do you know what I mean? It's very Belfast. But it's good. Yeah, I support all the local artists in Belfast, to be honest.
How marketable to the rest of the world do you think that is? Because things that are very niche in a certain city have sometimes blown up, but how scalable do you think the Belfast sound is, or the Belfast mentality, if you will?
This is really funny because at the start I didn't think so, right? But then there was this group called Kneecap who are from here, and they like rap and like kind of like Gaelic. It's like from Belfast. It's like, it's cool. I think they're like from West Belfast or something.
Really?
I met them,
super cool.
But they're fire. But they like just sold out a show in New York. Like, they're like out of here. Like, they're like proper big now. So
wow.
At the start I didn't think it was that doable, and then I saw those guys and like I was like, holy shit! Like, that's actually insane. Because especially because America has that kind of Irish connection. I mean, I think America definitely would buy it maybe before other countries. But like, people love the Irish. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, Belfast mentality. I think it's good as well. Like, I mean, because it's, see, for me, like, I'm not saying it's like, it feels kind of like jokey kind of rap though. There's a group down south called Versatile, and they kind of did the same thing. It's kind of jokey, and I think that's like with Belfast, like as a rap scene, because it's still quite juvenile in a rap scene. I think like those kind of jokey raps are like will always do better because the scene is still quite young not in terms of age, but like in terms of like mindset. Because I mean, I think that those kind of raps will always do better. Not saying it's a joke, obviously. Like he's good. He's got like, lots of plays. He's obviously making like money from it. But I'm saying like that kind of
Well, there's nothing wrong with saying something tongue in cheek or humorous,
yeah,
and that doesn't. There's if I didn't believe things that were funny couldn't also be serious and good, I wouldn't be such a huge South Park fan.
That's very true. Of course, yeah.
I wouldn't have written the song that you had as a joke, then let us just produce it.
No, it's 21. I think was quite a jokey song as well. Like we weren't taking that seriously.
No, obviously. So I think we'd be slightly hypocritical to make fun of people.
I think though when you look at other artists like Jordan Adetunji and things like that in Belfast, like
he's doing really well.
He's doing very well. Whenever he like plays with his band and stuff, like I like to see like although it's good, I do like it. And as I said, I'm never gonna slate another person in Belfast because it's hard to make hip hop in Belfast. But like I would like to hear them make maybe something a bit more musical. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but like maybe a bit more melody, like that sort of thing, before I could really judge like what I think of them as him as an artist. Still fire though.
Well, maybe you will be the one to bring melody to the Belfast music scene.
Well, hopefully. I think Jordan's pretty much at the moment. Jordan, like I don't mean to give you my top rated Belfast artists.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay, so I think the one doing the most at the moment is Jordan. I think in terms of like diversity of sound and stuff, like he's got like a rock song coming. He does like kind of trap. He does just kind of whatever. Like he's really talented. So I think he's up there. My friend Ryan Wilkinson, Nostalgic. He's really like one of the best rappers I've heard from here, and he's kind of starting to get into the melody side of things. So I think he's one to watch out for. There's a guy called Krim who's like 17, I think. He does kind of like emo rap, but it's to the level of like Lil Peep. Like he is unbelievably good. So like just seeing people like that, like him that young doing it, like if he just stays with it like for another year or two, then like he's gonna be really big. You should listen to his music. I'll send you some of his stuff. And then kind of Daniel August. He's another one. Like he has got like now connecting with Tim Westwood and stuff like that. So he's dropping an EP and an album this year. So I think the style of music that I like. Okay, that's a better way to put it, because I think the Wee Goose thing, like I think he is very talented, and he obviously is really good at marketing because the song is catchy and like people from Belfast are gonna love it. So that's why I mean I have respect for every artist. It's just not the kind of music that I would listen to, because obviously I like my R&B. I like sort of stuff that's kind of a bit more like, you mean like auto-tune. I like that sort of stuff. So it's just not the stuff I listen to, but I do respect him as an artist and obviously able to market himself so well. Like he's got one called like Dealing the Crack, but it's like CRAIC. Do you mean it's clever? Do you mean? And I think people from Belfast are going to appreciate that more. Do you mean than maybe somebody who's doing like, you know, as I said, like, I'm trying to make like music for the radio. Do you mean? So maybe people just don't like appreciate it as much. But I think one day, I think in the long run, it's going to pay off if I just keep working at it. Do you mean?
100%, man. I do as much as I find sometimes our accent cringy, especially on rap songs. Sometimes, especially, I don't know. Maybe I'm more accustomed to it now, but I don't feel the same way as I used to about it. I almost get like this little like wry grin of pride in a way when when you see him taking. Okay, he can't have complete dominion over what is the Belfast mentality, as he puts it, or the vibe, or like the feeling and the culture. He isn't our sole like voice or outlet, but I love someone like trying to take that identity and put a stamp on it. I really like that. There's something really creative about finding ways to use the uniqueness of the Northern Irish culture and expressions that are unique to here, and colloquialisms and culture, because it hasn't really been done that much in a musical scenario in the way that it might have been in other places.
Yeah, there's only one thing like I would say is like you need to listen to a guy called Steve Locke. Steve Locke. LOC, and he has like, I don't know, he has five albums. He's from here. like as an actual rapper, I would rate Steve Locke above Wee Goose, and he like I mean his is very very Belfast as well. Like Wee Goose, I think as I said, like marketability wise is perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like the name even, like so the song titles and things like that. He's that's perfect. But I do like think there's like other rappers who I think are like lyrically better than him, who have like the Belfast accent type of thing going on. But obviously, it's just each person can research, and do their own thing and see. That's the good thing about hip hop. I mean, it's very competitive, as an art, and I think it's people have their stuff that they like. So I mean, obviously, if you want to get more into the Belfast rap scene, there's definitely stuff out there.
Do you do a lot of collaboration, or are you looking to do a lot of collaboration work with some of these guys that you're listening off and admiring here in the scene?
Yeah, definitely. Like me and Jordan obviously did a song together called "Way You Moving." On
that must
like,
have been
year.
real cool for you.
Yeah, it was fun. Like, and it was actually really funny because I'd never met him before. So like I was at this guy called Leo. Oh yeah, Leo Miyagi as well. Like he's fire. He's a really good lyricist. I was at his house and I showed him like the snippet of "Way You Moving," and then I sent it to him, and then he sent it on to Jordan, and then Jordan had already recorded a verse. Like I'd already written the whole song, but Jordan had recorded a verse and already sent it back to Leo. Like by the time that I'd left the house, so I was like, oh shit. So like, I kind of like he just jumped on it anyway. But that's kind of how I met him. And then after I released Lovesick, then his manager Joe reached out to me and was like, yo, like come and work with us. So that was pretty much it. Like so.
Well, that is very cool.
So that's what I love about it as well. Is like, I mean, you can collaborate with somebody you've never met before. I've got like a collaboration coming out with a guy who lives over in Pennsylvania as well, which is pretty fun.
How do you set something up like that?
Like, so there used to be a thing on Facebook where you like sent your songs in and people would like live review them. I mean, to give them like hot or not, hit or shit, that type of thing. So I sent in a song. It was all right. It wasn't the best, but like he like in the comments, he was like, "Yo, I like this," and then like I add him as a friend, and then we've been just like back and forth chatting for like a year, and then I just sent him like an open verse on a song, and then he just jumped on it, and he actually killed me on it as well. Like his part was so much better than mine. I was like, "Fuck!" But it's fire. It'll come out like probably towards the end of the year. So
that's really cool, man.
Yeah, it's like, he's really good. His name is Brand New, like new with like NUU. So yeah, I just want to like make links, as I said, with collaborations with people from Belfast. I've got one with Daniel coming on the way. There's like a producer, Mateo. He's fire. And he's like making a lot of beats and stuff for me as well. And he's like getting into rapping and stuff too. Just kind of I would like to obviously do a collaboration with like something like Wee Goose, but I don't know if our music styles would go well together. I think it'd be too much of a contrast. So I would kind of be like, yep, like that's your kind of lane. Like you're like in control of that lane. Like I support that. It's not something that I would know if I would. It's not that I wouldn't want to, because he has a good fan base. It's obviously good, but I don't know if I could. As an artist, I don't know if I actually could do that kind of music, or like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think
wouldn't
you got to
like,
back yourself, man. If you reach out and he'd be interested, I think you got to give it a go. Like, if it's something that you want to do for the fun of it, don't let the potential results put you off. Do it because you want to do it. Whether something good comes out of it is irrelevant. You should be doing it for the experience of working with someone else and watching how a real professional does it.
Yeah, true. That's true. Like, yeah, I'll reach out to him and see what he says. I just wouldn't want it to like, I wouldn't want to waste that time. That's the only thing. I know obviously you're saying like I'm like, I wouldn't want to like not have no product come out of it at the end and us not release a song, doing, because then I would have felt like I could maybe like sat down and done something else. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, like 100%. I actually was listening to that Deal in the Crack today, so I'll give him a message, say wagwan, bro. Then see what happens.
Well, you never know. Final question comes from Just Jim. He wants to know, do you think it's harsh to do some work on a beat with someone and then never finish it off?
I do not, but I do. I don't know. I love you, Jamie.
I promised him I'd ask you that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. Yeah, probably. But the only thing is like sometimes you just think something's gonna be fire like in your head, and sometimes the beat's better than what you can do on it. Do you mean so? Like, it's one of those things. Jamie's very talented.
He is.
I have a lot of time and love for him. So
come on my podcast, you bastard.
Yes, Jamie. Has he not been on yet? No.
No, I can't get him on.
Why?
I keep telling him we'll have Luke record his twin brother, who I've
Yeah.
already had on the podcast, and just tell people it's Jamie.
That's like some sort of Bond villain type shit. Get Luke to say some really strange stuff.
Oh yeah,
Jamie.
no, that was the plan. But then we figured that if Jamie really wanted to be, it would be difficult to be more provocative and offensive than him.
Yeah, true.
But anyway,
who all have you had on so far? Or who are you hoping to get on the podcast?
oh, we got some cool ones coming up now. I've got a release. I got podcasts with Shaq Lucasen, the motorbiker, to release. We did one with Richie Prin, who's the lead singer of CC Smugglers. Tomorrow, I'm recording with Jerry Carroll, the People Before Profit MLA, and well, that's all I got in the pipeline. But like, there's workings. I've got lots of people penciled in for July and August at the minute as well that I'm seeing. A couple of authors of books that I've read. Hopefully, Jonas Salzgeber, who wrote the Little Book of Stoicism.
Bro, this isn't. I don't like. That's well done.
Cheers, man. It's great.
That's insane. And also, Josh is. Well, have you announced your book? You have announced your book, haven't you?
Oh yeah, at the start of every podcast, I'm not missing a single opportunity to shamelessly plug that.
Make sure you purchase Josh's book when it drops in the stores in February.
Exactly.
Boosh.
So yeah, Jasper, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
No, it was absolutely very fun. I had a really good time, and thank you for having me on. And I'll send you some of the artists as well that I spoke about today.
Please do.
And you can obviously give them a listen if you feel that you want to get them on as well. If you have a chance, then definitely.
That would be awesome.
Epic. But yes, enjoy, and thank you very much. And yes, have a good time and traveling as well. And I will hit you up about the video. So
thanks so much for listening. If you haven't already and you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to this podcast and to our mailing list. And don't forget, my book, BREXIT, The Establishment Civil War, is now available for pre-order on Amazon. You'll find the link in the description below. We're going to play you out with Jasper Mafya's Blue Ferrari, his latest song. Link is in the description below. Till next time, thanks for listening. I'm gonna pull up in that brand new blue Ferrari. Shower you can see wetter than a pool party. Drug dealer chic look like I'm moving Charlie. Home, fuck the Benz, I need that new Bugatti. I'm the man, fuck it up. 100 bands, not enough. Pay your man, I'm the one. Drop the top, grab your son. If she put a pussy, I'm gonna beat that road. Sign on my body, proud of G-Star, oh yeah. For the judge, for the case. Smoking blunts out of space. 2 for 1 on the race. That's a bargain, had to take. Diamonds real as it's fake. Tell the plug, I'm on the way. Tell these hoes on the lane. Pour the pure on the plate. I'm gonna pull up in that brand new blue Ferrari. Shower you can see wetter than a pool party. Drug dealer chic look like I'm moving Charlie. Homie, fuck the Benz, I need that new Bugatti. I just blew 200, took the horse off for the summer. Drop the roof and let's go running, yeah, yeah. We got cash to blow, hit the dealership every time something foreign's on the road, yeah, yeah. There's a different side of me, interior as white as cream. She up in the ride with me. Designer drugs, designer jeans. Yeah, I'll let my system please pull up in that blue Ferrari. Neon lights are underneath. I'm gonna pull up in that brand new blue Ferrari. Shower you can see wetter than a pool party. Drug dealer chic look like I'm moving Charlie. Home, fuck the Benz, I need that new Bugatti. I'm gonna pull up in that brand new blue Ferrari. Shower you can see wetter than a pool party. Drug dealer chic look like I'm moving Charlie. Home, fuck the Benz, I need that new Bugatti. I'm the man, fuck it up. 100 bands, not enough. Pay your man, I'm the one. Drop the top, grab your son. If she put a pussy, I'm gonna beat that for her. Designer on my body, proud of G-Star, oh yeah. For the judge, for the case. Smoking blunts out of space. 2 for 1 on the race. That's a bargain, had to take. Diamonds real as it's fake. Tell the plug, I'm on the way. Tell these hoes on the lane. Pour the pure on the plate. I'm gonna pull up in that brand new blue Ferrari. Shower you can see wetter than a pool party. Drug dealer chic look like I'm moving Charlie. Homie, fuck the Benz, I need that new Bugatti.